Hi, Jenny. Oh my gosh, it's such a thrill to be here chatting with you.
Oh, thank
Thank
you. So nice to meet you.
So nice to meet you. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us. Our
Oh,
uh,
my pleasure.
our Indigo readers have connected with your work so deeply over the years. And before we get started on a personal note, I have to thank you for creating a character in Laura Jean that girls like me can see ourselves in. I'm a half Korean girl. I don't speak the language. I didn't grow up immersed in the culture, and yeah, there's really no words for what it feels like to see someone
Oh,
like Lara Jean and to read about her. So
thank you
thank you.
so much. Thank you.
Um, I think so many people like me are turning to stories like To All the Boys, Always and Forever to make the pandemic a little lighter, to make us smile. If Laura Jean was in the middle of the pandemic, and thank goodness she's not, what do you think she'd be binging on right now?
I think she'll be doing a lot of baking. I think she'd definitely be watching Bridgerton.
Yes, I was
I think
thinking that.
it has all the things that she likes, which is like frocks and balls and romance and it's also sexy. So if she'd watch Bridgerton, she would definitely like Queen's Gambit, um, which was one of my pleasures of pandemic was watching that. It was so delicious with the clothes, especially.
I was gonna say I feel like your dress is almost an homage to the Queen's
I was
Gambit.
kind of feeling that today too, honestly. I was like, I'm having a Queen's Gambit moment.
It's perfect. Anything that can merge fashion and
Yes.
something fun. Yeah. You are a former librarian.
hmm
Do you remember what the number one book that you would put in readers' hands was?
Gosh, you know what? My biggest clientele at the library was probably like fourth grade boys. And so Hatchet was a book that I would often give them because I think I read that as when I was a kid, and there's something about that kind of adventure survival story and
Mhm.
the fact that. So, have you read that book?
No. Well, actually, maybe when I was younger, but
Yeah, it's by Gary Paulson. It's about a boy who is going to I think visit his dad, and he's in a helicopter, and then the guy has a heart attack, and then they crash on an island, and then he's there for like a year, and all he has is a hatchet that his dad gave him. So you get to see him like trying to like kill birds and find a way to survive on the island. I think as a kid, there's something really fun to fantasize about that.
very cool. I love that. Do you ever miss working in a library?
I miss all the time I spent reading because the kids were such like voracious readers that I would read a new book every day in order to keep up with their taste because I wanted to be able to recommend them new books. And it was a long subway ride to the Upper West Side from Brooklyn. So I was reading like one or two books a day, and I did all the buying for the library too. So I miss knowing what was coming out and
Mm.
getting to talk about books with the kids.
Amazing. I missed that too when I was younger and I had summers free just to read the whole summer. Um, you said elsewhere that your inspiration for Laura Jean's love letters was what kind of yourself in high school, that you also had a box of letters. And I wonder if you could tell me a little about what inspired you to write those letters then, and what is it about letters that are just so romantic?
I think that I felt I could express myself better on paper than I could in person. And I also felt like I wanted to get out all the feelings that I was feeling and have this kind of emotional release with the letters. And so I think for me, it was really therapeutic and it felt like cathartic to put it all on the page, but also to know that no one was going to read it. And it was just for me to have that kind of moment of unpacking what I was feeling and saying all the things that I wanted to say, but I couldn't say.
Mm-hmm. And what were you like in high school? Do you think which of the characters from the books or the movie do you think you would kind of gravitate towards?
I think probably Laura Jean because I was never super like going to parties and things like that in high school. I was more like baking brownies with my sister on a Friday night. So I would say that I'm probably most similar to her high school experience.
Yeah. Well, before we run out of time, because so many of us at Indigo are huge Jenny Han fans, we've got to know what's coming up next for you.
Well, I've been working a lot during this pandemic, but I haven't been able to really talk about it. So it's going to be really fun, I think, once to come out of this and be like, I've been doing all these projects, and I haven't been able to tell you guys. I guess one thing I can say is I have been working on a script for a show that's coming out on Netflix with Shonda Rhimes. It's like an anthology about love. So that's been really fun, and it's a little bit different than what I've done before. So it's fun to explore different facets of me.
Amazing. Thank you. Well, thank you so much. It's
Thank
been such an honor
you.
to chat with you, and have a great rest of the day.
Thank you so much.